ក្រុមប្រឹក្សាជាតិតស៊ូ CNRC នឹងប្រកាសបំពេញតួនាទីជារដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23ជាផ្លូវការនៅថ្ងៃទី23ខែតុលាឆ្នាំ2025នេះរដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23នៃក្រុមប្រឹក្សាជាតិតស៊ូគឺជាតំណាងពិតប្រាកដនៃផលប្រយោជន៍របស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរនិងប្រទេសកម្ពុជារីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញនៃគ្រួសារហ៊ុនឪកូនមិនមែនជាតំណាងនៃផលប្រយោជន៍របស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរនិងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាឡើយយើងខ្ញុំសូមប្រៀបធៀប7ចំណុចជាបឋមទី1រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23អនុវត្តតាមកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀងទីក្រុងប៉ារីសឆ្នាំ1991និងគោរពរដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញនៃព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជារីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនបំផ្លាញកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀងទីក្រុងប៉ារីសឆ្នាំ1991និងប្រហាររដ្ឋធម្មនុញ្ញនៃព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាទី2រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23ធ្វើការងារដើម្បីស្ដារប្រជាធិបតេយ្យនិងលើកដំកើងសេរីភាពសម្ដែងមតិរីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនធ្វើឧក្រិដ្ឋកម្មសម្លាប់ប្រជាធិបតេយ្យនិងដឹកនាំបែបផ្ដាច់ការគ្រួសារហ៊ុនផ្ដាច់មុខទី3រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23ហ៊ានប្រកួតបោះឆ្នោតដោយសេរីនិងត្រឹមត្រូវគ្រប់ពេលវេលារីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនខ្លាចការប្រកួតបោះឆ្នោតដោយសេរីនិងត្រឹមត្រូវជានិច្ចកាលទី4រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23ប្រកាន់នយោបាយការបរទេសអព្យាក្រឹតនិងប្រជាធិបតេយ្យនិយមរីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនប្រកាន់នយោបាយការបរទេសផ្អៀងជ្រុលធ្លាក់ក្នុងដៃសម្ព័ន្ធមិត្តកុម្មុយនីសនិយមទី5រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23បំពេញបេសកកម្មដើម្បីដោះស្រាយជម្លោះព្រំដែនតាមស្មារតីនៃកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀងទីក្រុងប៉ារីសចម្រុះអ្នកជំនាញអង្គការសហប្រជាជាតិនិងអ្នកបច្ចេកទេសតំណាងប្រទេសបារាំងព្រមទាំងប្តឹងទៅតុលាការអន្តរជាតិរីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនដោះស្រាយជម្លោះព្រំដែនតាមការចរចាទ្វេភាគីលាក់បាំងប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរព្រមទាំងប្រើឯកសារខុសច្បាប់និងផែនទីដែលគូសដោយភាគីបរទេសឈ្លានពានរហូតដល់កាត់ទឹកដីកម្ពុជាឲ្យបរទេសជិតខាងក្បត់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរទី6រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23បំពេញបេសកកម្មដើម្បីកម្ចាត់អំពើពុករលួយនិងបំបត្តិប្រព័ន្ធបកពួកគ្រួសារនិយមដើម្បីប្រទេសជាតិនិងប្រជាពលរដ្ឋរីកចម្រើនរុងរឿងរីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនប្រព្រឹត្តឧក្រិដ្ឋកម្មពុករលួយបំផ្លាញជាតិនិងចាត់ចែងបែបបកពួកគ្រួសារនិយមដើម្បីពួកអ្នកដឹកនាំធ្វើសេដ្ឋីគ្រប់ក្រុមគ្រួសារលើភាពក្រីក្រនិងទុក្ខវេទនារបស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរពេញនគរទី7រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23មានគោលដៅរៀបចំប្រទេសឡើងវិញតាមគោលការណ៍ប្រជាធិបតេយ្យសេរីពហុបកបើកលំហសេរីភាពព័ត៌មានឲ្យតម្លៃលើការអប់រំជាអាទិភាពសិលធម៌សច្ចធម៌យុត្តិធម៌សមត្ថភាពនិយមគោរពសិទ្ធិមនុស្សអហិង្សានិយមនិងបង្រួបបង្រួមជាតិជាគោលប្រតិបត្តិរីឯរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនដឹកនាំប្រទេសតាមទំនៀមទម្លាប់កុម្មុយនីសគ្រួសារឯកបៈបិទប្រព័ន្ធព័ត៌មានសេរីដោយបង្ខំឲ្យតម្លៃលើការគំរាមកំហែងជាអាទិភាពអសិលធម៌បោកប្រាស់អយុត្តិធម៌គ្រួសារបកពួកនិយមរំលោភសិទ្ធិមនុស្សហិង្សានិយមនិងបំបែកបំបាក់ជាតិជាគោលប្រតិបត្តិផ្ដាច់ការយោងតាមលក្ខខណ្ឌនៃការប្រៀបធៀបទាំង7ចំណុចនេះបង្ហាញថាគោលការណ៍គោលដៅនិងបេសកកម្មរបស់រដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23នៃក្រុមប្រឹក្សាជាតិតស៊ូសុទ្ធតែស្របនឹងឆន្ទៈនិងបំណងប្រាថ្នារបស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរម្ចាស់ប្រទេសកម្ពុជាដូច្នេះរដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23គឺជាតំណាងពិតប្រាកដនៃផលប្រយោជន៍របស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរនិងប្រទេសកម្ពុជារីឯគោលការណ៍គោលដៅនិងបេសកកម្មរបស់រដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនដែលដឹកនាំដោយលោកហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតស្របនឹងផែនការអំណាចផ្ដាច់ការរបស់ក្រុមគ្រួសារលោកហ៊ុនសែនសុទ្ធសាធដូច្នេះរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនមិនមែនជាតំណាងផលប្រយោជន៍របស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរនិងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាឡើយនិងច្បាស់ណាស់ថាជាតំណាងផលប្រយោជន៍ដ៏កខ្វក់របស់គ្រួសារហ៊ុនទាំងស្រុងបរាជ័យរដ្ឋាភិបាលរបបភ្នំពេញឪកូនត្រកូលហ៊ុនជ័យយោរដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យ$23របស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរ
ជំរាបសួរលោកពូ
ជំរាបសួរហួយសុខសប្បាយ
Good how are you doing
I'm fine thank you we should have somebody over here
I know we should maybe next week I'm gonna bring him over to some basic but today is
I am somebody
it's your time to shine because in less than 2 weeks we're going to be launching not we the CNRP leader that living in exile and also activists going to launch the independent government of Cambodia October 23rd so it's going to be on October even though it's have the name October 23rd it's going to be on Saturday October 25th in Paris So please, if you are in Europe, you are in France, around the areas, please join Lopburi and many of our leaders, many of our activists that really believing in this, the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd. Lopburi, can you elaborate to why do we create that?
Yeah. First of all, welcome our viewers to the show. And I know I'm trying to help, replace or take over someone who cannot join, like the youth that cannot make it in time for the show. But let me tell you what the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, is all about. As you know, you heard about the Hun regime has been in power for over 40 years now. His son Hun Manet is also is taking the prime minister role for 2 years now, and the situation is getting worse. We would like to give him a chance. Say maybe his government is going to be better than his father Hun Sen, but our expectation getting disappear because Hun Manet is following the footsteps of his father, even worse than his father, because under his control, his leadership, the newspaper, the independent newspaper or the environmentalist has been shot and killed, and more people, including the environmentalists, Mother Nature has been put in, activists has been put in jail, and many others have been in exile, and people cannot even share. Now it's getting worse and worse. Share Facebook or click like or make a call criticizing the government. So talking about the human rights, freedom and justice under Hun Manet regime, under Hun Manet leadership is getting worse. That is why we feel the people that in exile, the people that live abroad, Cambodian overseas, and along with the CNRP and opposition leaders united, that we need to do something. We cannot just sit down and watch our country being tortured by the Hun Manet leadership or Hun Sen's leadership. The resources, natural resources, has been gone, has been taken over by China or other foreign countries such as Vietnam or Malaysian. I know they have been benefited from these agreement among the Cambodian government and especially Vietnam government as well. Look at the CLVDTA, the Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam development triangle area. Okay, and those 4 provinces like Previhim, Krocheh, Seng Treng, and Mondulkiri has been now under the control mostly by Vietnam because they spend $2 to $3 billion developing electrical dams. That's what they call, and damaging lots of environmental, and people have been misplaced and have been has been removed from their own land, their own homes. So not by most of the time by the flooding. When they build the dams, the people that live along the dams could not live there any longer because of the lower water level rise up, or below the dam the water level drops all the way to the bottom, and they don't have any water to plant the crops or do the rice. So this is why we need the youth need to know. That's why we need to inform our youth that not just Cambodian living abroad, but also international students who wants to know about Cambodia. We want to share with you our up-to-date news on the present government. So as the result of all of this this is not to include the cyber crimes that Cambodia is leading, or the killing of Kamlay see under Hun Manet, not Kamlay, but Lim Kum Yas, who got killed on January 7 of 2025 this year in in Bangkok, Thailand. So many others things, many other interesting situations have been created during this time, and the people of Cambodia cries out for help. And we urge, since last year, we urge Hun Sen or Hun Manet to take the course to ICJ and use our PPA, which is the life of the peace deal that was signed by 18 signatories, at least 18 signatory countries around the world, especially those 5 superpower, the 5 permanent member of the United Nations, China, Russian, France, England, and America, and the US signed this important treaty to stop the war, to save Cambodia from being invaded by Vietnam, by Thailand, by any government outside. But the Hun Sen regime or Hun Manet regime did not do it. We were waiting, we were pushing, we were protesting everywhere. There were 9 places that we held a protest, 9 or 10 together. We urge the regime to take the course to international international court of justice, and ask urge use demand the government to take the court to take the case to those signatory country. But the government refused to. They said that the PPA has been dead. All the main focus, main elements of the PPA has been put in the Cambodian constitution already. So they failed to take it to the all those signatory countries, especially Indonesian and France, who chair the conference at the time. And now the independent government has been in the process, like I mentioned earlier. We will announce it on October 23rd, part of it, but we will launch the event on October 25th in Paris. The goal of this independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, is to do what Hun Sen failed to do for Cambodia and for the betterment of our people's life. Right now, as you heard about Thailand encroaching our borders, Hun Sen has been sitting, writing songs, and did nothing to stop the encroaching of by Thailand into Cambodian soil. So for the government, independent government of Cambodia, we, if this is formed, we are going to start working very hard to fill in or to file the complaint to the International Court of Justice, and then also asking the French or the Indonesian, or at least some of the 18 signatories to call on to call on the PPA signatory to convince, so that they can review what's going on. Why there's nothing happened when the Thai encroaching its border, or the Vietnamese taking Kostrol away from us, and Thai taking Kokwit away from the government. What is happening? The people of Cambodia needs to know. They have the right to access to the information is not just the Hun regime who has the power. They do not own Cambodia. The people of Cambodia owns the government, own the country. Okay, so we are going to work very hard on that. And I know Linda has a few more questions, but the main goal is to do what the government of Cambodia did not or failed to fulfill its obligation to help the government, to help the country and help the people. The people have been suffering so much.
I'm not sure you have talked to the people living overseas, but I just want to share that many people are very excited about the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, because it's going to be a new government in exile aimed to represent the will of the Cambodian people. And especially, you see the word October 23rd, is to uphold the principle of the 1991 Paris Peace Agreements. So, and to summarize what Luk Pu said is its commitment to restore democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. So this is not just a political shift, it's a call for national renewal. So basically, it's very exciting. Everyone is excited. I'm not sure you are excited, Luk Pu. I know you're very excited. And I talked to many people. They just excited of this development, and they want many Cambodian, not many people want the government in exile because the regime, the people, Hun Manet and Hun Sen, have not, like Luk Pu said, did absolutely nothing besides destroying the country, destroying democracy, and destroying national resources. So on that note, congratulations, Luk Pu, for you are taking care of one of the sector. You are, I believe, is one of the education and development sector. So can you help to explain what's your goal, what you're going to do, your mission and vision?
As you know, let's talk about education. I love teaching and inspiring students for many years in the US, and they are like sponge. They want to absorb the information, actual information that can be verified and can be proved. So the truth. So they loved it, and this is America. And I've been teaching for many years, over 3 decades, and now I'm a retired teacher, and I understand the whole system very well. I used to be the principal and vice principal of the school too, not just a teacher. So as administrators, graduating from the university, or those, I did not just stay as an administrator for more than 3 years. I've been spending time teaching. So the system here is very fair, and they really want their students, their young people, to learn about the history of the United States. That is why this country is so strong, because they teach their children from kindergarten on. For example, how do they teach in a kindergarten history? The little kid, 5 years old, sometimes 4.5, between 4.5 to 5.5, they enter kindergarten. They ask the children to draw the picture of their family. Sometimes draw a picture of mom and dad. And then when they go to first grade, they ask the students to learn to tell them how the immediate family, and then the nuclear family, the grandparents are attached to that, to them, beside themselves. And then second grade, they ask the student to learn, you can ask them to learn about the community. The community, within the community, what do they have? They have the church, so how are they related to the community? How can they play the role in there? And then after the community, they teach the children how to understand the county, what the cities, the city they're living, what is available for the city, when was the cities born. And then when it comes to fourth grade, they're teaching the kids to, the children to understand the states, what kind of state do they live in, when was the state formed, who's the governor, the senators, the representative, where they live. So that's part of history, part of what they live. And then when it comes to fifth grade, they teach the students how to how America was born, basic history. And when it goes to sixth grade, they teach students about the world history. See, it's intensify the education at levels going up. When it goes to seventh grade, go back to America history again, because except it's getting deeper. And then eighth grade world history, again, is like the second level of world history. So on and so forth. Even all the way to college, they still teach history 1 and history 2. So this is why, and they also celebrate in Independence Day. They taught the students what Independence Day mean, and then also Labor Day, so on and so forth, Veteran Day, and and also many others events. So the students, once they understand the history of the country, they learn how to appreciate. Once they appreciate, they learn how to protect. They sacrifice their life for to protecting or working as the government workers, or they volunteer to join the Marine Corps or the armies or the navies to protect the land, to protect America. And they got good paid as well after they graduated from the academy or the university or the the military branch that they participate or they join. Whereas Cambodia, on the other hand, did not teach them anything, any history. They only taught, as far as I understand, not history in depth, but they taught how the January 7 was created. What's the reason that Vietnam occupation, they don't say occupation, they say Vietnam rescue team come to Cambodia. See, they really twisted the history. They really twisted the situation where Vietnam wants to swallow Cambodia all the time. They change, see, they're encroaching the borders, and then they try to use even for the border, they use UTM, the line of, I believe the scale is they use is 1/50,000 instead of 1/100,000. So they violate many treaties as well. They did not listen to the demand of the Cambodian people, and the government of Cambodia is pro Vietnam right now. They are working like a puppet. Whatever Hanoi ordered them to do, they would do it. Like, for example, if the representative or the prime minister or the president of Vietnam come to Cambodia, they say, hey, please take care of my people that live in Cambodia. If they lack of the education, provide them school. If they lack of the shelter, give them home, build them houses, such as so on and so forth. But for Cambodia, they never request Vietnam to help the Cambodian people. For example, we have a lot of Khmer Krom living in 21 provinces in Vietnam, but the Hun regime never asked a word for Vietnam to protect or to guarantee the rights of the Khmer Krom people at all. In fact, Vietnam has been abusing the rights of the Khmer people that live in the lower land. So that is why we say, wait a minute, we don't want the government to teach only the history of January 7. We want them to teach the history of Cambodia, the real history of Cambodia, why Cambodian became so superpower when during the reign of Jayavarman number 7. You know, our land was expanded all the way to Burma and all the way to Hanoi, and why is it so shrink to only 1,800 180,000 you know 181,035 square kilometers. Why is that? Let me repeat, 181,035 kilometers square. Why? So they never taught how the Vietnam invaded Cambodia. Instead, they taught that Vietnam came to Cambodia because they wanted to rescue. See, that's not true, and they didn't even ask the Cambodian to curriculum to go with the regime that was the books that were taught during the Khmer Republic, during 1970 Khmer Republic, or even the independence. They only wrote history for what they want the children to learn. They want to brainwash. So a lot of mystery that the children are learning for this, for this time from the present government, this dictator. And I would call the dictator because there has been no one can be speaking against him or criticize him right now. And that's just the branch part of history of from the education department that I would like to fulfill once the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, is leading the country. We want to be sure that our children get the privilege and the priority to study the real history of Cambodia. We don't want them to follow what Hun Sen and Hun Manet did. Also, my department, my sector is to create other train the human resources for the people to lead in other sectors as well. We have 8 sectors in total, and I can just speak solely for my part. And I know the training need to be done for the independent government of Cambodia is October 23rd, especially the leader that come in. After the launching, there will be more people coming to work for the new government. I would say the new government, because the government that are in the country right now, number 1 is illegitimate, number 2 is illegal, number 3 is immobile. People do not trust them anymore. So they need to step down so we can come in. That's the goal, the bottom line, so that we can help build our country, protect our country, and ensure our people's safety. The other part of my sector is the labor part. A lot of people have been in moving, escaping Cambodia to look for a job in Thailand, in South Korea, in Malaysia, wherever you can name them. They are moving out of the country, the youth, especially the youth. I'm talking about the working force. They graduated from the Cambodian school, but they could not find a job. So what can they do? They are owing the government lots of money. So they have to make a living, and Thailand is like a good place for them. Many of them living in Thailand, and now they do not have the right to go back and forth like they used to because the war between the two countries. And that's the big issue for the Labor Department. Say, you know what? We need to bring our people back home because we have to create jobs. Our Cambodian younger generation, the Gen Z generation you would call it, Generation Z, should not be working for another country, either in Thailand or in Korea. They should be help rebuild Cambodia. So create a job for them. It's easy to say than done, but it's a possibility and a high possibility, because under the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, we will obey, or we will agree with the EU, the European Union, who take away 20% of the agreement, 20% of the tax. But they want to say, hey, if your leadership is free and fair, elected by the people, then we will reverse those 200% of trade. Cambodia do not have to pay the tariff like the new Trump administration did to the other countries. So we got high chance, and a lot of people would, a lot of countries, I would say, would like to go back to Cambodia and start building factories or other entities in Cambodia, and that's how the job is created. So people that work for the country, like in the outside, can go in and reunited with their families. Very important. Right now they got dismantled. Their families got this place everywhere. But under this new government, independent government of Cambodia, we will have lots of jobs, lots of people can come in to work in Cambodia. We will have high pay because of the leadership that leading by Mr. Somrangsi, His Excellency Somrangsi, who specialize in economics and finance. So he's going to be leading. He knows what to do with this. Okay, so that's. If you have any other question, I can clarify more. I know it's a lot of explanation, but I had lead 3 departments, and that's going to be tough. But there's a possibility that we can.
Yes, I just want to summarize for our listener. Luk Pu is taking care of education sector. Basically, it's focusing on job, focusing on the youth, empowering the youth to self-sufficiency and political awareness. We know this conflicts right now with Thailand. I don't believe that many of our youth know where's the borders at, which version of the map we should use, and why there's an MOU, and what map and what version. So that is very important that the youth understand where we stand regarding to the border with Thailand, the border with Vietnam. Why is it that we are protesting last year regarding CLV? And those are very important. And the important is in order for them to advocate, in order for them to join the protest, they have to understand why they join the protest. Why are we protesting? And so you are my first guest talking about the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd. I will invite other different departments to speak, but you have a very a big responsibility, especially when it's come to our youth. So to our listener, especially the youth of Cambodia, the young Cambodian, especially ours outside, this is your movement. The independent Cambodia, the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd. It's not just a political name. It's a platform for your voices. So since you are living overseas, you're able to speak, you're able to advocate. So please join the independent government of Cambodia, so that way you use your voice to speak for countless people in Cambodia that does not have a voice. Today, beside like the very exciting news of the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, which is less than 2 weeks away. The other development is in America, and Luk Bu and I will talk about that. Today, October 14, 2025, in the USA, the U.S. Department of Treasury announced one of its largest crackdown over cyber criminal networks in Southeast Asia, and much of it's talking about Cambodia. So this is the issue. Cambodia does not have a good reputation in the world, especially come to cyber crime, and also regarding human rights abuse. Cambodia is always on the top of the list, and so the U.S. government has sanctioned 146 people and company that tied to criminal organization called the Prince Group, led by Cambodian businessman named Chen Zi. He's also an advisor to Hun Sen as well, right, Luk Bu?
Yes.
So it's getting closer. The United States, the U.S. Department of Treasury is getting closer to Hun Sen now. Now one of his advisors. So they cut off Cambodia company based called One Group,
led by
One Group.
Junto,
yeah, from the financial system. So according to the Treasury, these groups have been running scam compound inside Cambodia where victims are trafficked, abused, and forced online scam targeting people around the world. So this is America taking care of their citizen, putting their citizen as America first. So the crimes include investment fraud, crypto scam, human trafficking, and money laundering. And they cost billions of dollars in loss globally. So you might ask, so why America care? Why does the United States of America care about the small country, 17 million people in Cambodia? First, it's about protecting American. The U.S. government say American lost over $16 billion to online scam and trace back to Southeast Asia, especially Cambodia. And these are the scam that have fake crypto investment, romantic scam that trap everyone every day. And the second, this is cutting off criminal money flow. So by sanction these Cambodian networks, the U.S. make it harder for criminal to move their money through America banks or hide their asset in the U.S. So the third is protect the U.S. financial system. Dirty money flow freely, and it can damage businesses, bank, and even threaten economy stability. So the message from the U.S. is clear. If you help this scam group, you risk losing access to the U.S. market. So the U.S. see it as a human rights abuse, not just financial one. So many workers inside those scam compound are victims of human trafficking and forced labor. So by targeting those networks that profit from this abuse, the U.S. is taking a stand against modern slavery. So that's one of the news. Now Luk Bu have another news. Let me share a screen. It's this Gen Z is very famous. He's very famous today. So
very sad that I know you're sharing.
Very sad. That's right.
Very sad that Cambodia used to be a popular place for visitors because of our Angkor Wat, Angkor Temple. Lots of people want to visit Cambodia because the beautiful site and friendly people, good food, and safe to travel. But now Cambodia has been a place for the criminals, for the online scammers. And now let me tell all our viewers that there are four sources from the U.S., the United States of America. Number one is the State Department. You know that the State Department is leading the investigation on those criminals. They put Cambodia in tier 3, the State Department, and this is under the President Trump administration, led by Secretary Rubio. They are working hard on that as well. Number 2 is the Treasury Department that Linda mentioned. I don't have to repeat that. They lost a lot of money, and now they are using their techniques to discover the people behind the crime, behind the money laundering. The third part is the Justice Department. The Justice Department today just put in the Newsweek, as you can see that I wanted to enlarge that a little bit. The department charged a man named Chen Xi, and you know who Chen Xi is. Chen Xi is the advisor to Hun Sen, is the criminal from China, but use Cambodia as a safe haven for his hiding or escaping from China. And this is from the department charge, Eastern District of New York, stating that it seized 127,271 Bitcoin worth about $15 billion. Okay.
That was from one person.
From him. According to a statement, it's the largest forfeiture action in the department history, in the Department of Justice. Okay, this is the third. You can say the third source. The last one I would say is the representative from Indiana, Representative Chu Berry. He introduced the bill that put the criminals introduce. You understand the bill before it become laws. It had to pass the House of Representatives and the Senate, and then signed by the president, become the law. But at least now the bill to penalize those 12 or 13 richest people in Cambodia, and I would call, I don't want to say richest, but crooked, the most dirtiest people in Cambodia, put them in sanction them and freeze their assets and ban them from travel to America. So this is the big step there in the legislative department from the executive branch. There's 3 sources from the executive branch. Actually, one from the Justice Department too, but justice usually work under the executive branch, not the justice system like the Supreme Court. Supreme Court work independently. So something that Cambodia is famous for: criminal crimes, money laundering, housing the criminals from China, from other countries, gambling, and fooling people with billions of dollars for their own personal gain by having the people in America paying the price, or people around the world. So we need to follow the information later. That's what I have to share with our viewers. So please follow Newsweeks or State Departments or the Treasury Department or the Justice Department. And recently there is a Korean, I think over 20 in his late 20s, got killed in Cambodia, and now the Korean news is like everywhere in Korea. Hun Manet and Hun Sen regime is known is famous for, again, they Hun Sen regime, and that of course Thailand speak against Hun Sen regime anymore. The people understand it. So these are the facts. We don't just say it. As you can see, do you want Cambodia to be like this, or do you want the independent government of Cambodia of October 23rd to lead the country? That's the bottom line. That is why we are Cambodian. We love our country. We are patriotic. We cannot sit still while our country has been tortured, and the criminal is running the country with the support of the dictator Hun Sen, and while our people are suffering every day, their homes or their lands has been confiscated or taken away by Thailand. If they live along the Cambodian border, if they live inside Cambodian border, they are taken by the government, by the Chinese, by the tycoons. This is very unfortunate.
It's very sad to read story like this. I'm glad that they confiscated $15 billion from him, but at the same time, if you were to think about it, the average citizen, average factory worker make what, less than $210 a month.
And also this phrase here is also good too. Pig butchering scheme are a particular type of fraud in which a criminal build a rapport with their victims, getting them to send cash, see that, to crypto before disappearing with the money. This is taken away from the innocent one, taking money away from the innocent people. A study last year said pig butchering scam had netted $75 billion for criminals. So yeah, very sad news. I don't know. Sorry to share all of these, but you need to know. The younger one needs to know. If you say, Hun Sen has been helping Cambodia, or Hun Manet is doing the right thing for Cambodia, I would say, yeah, read this news. I don't have to explain further. Read news everywhere.
Yes, so this is also a public warning to Americans. It's not just when we say American, we're talking about Cambodian American as well, not just especially Cambodian American. Be careful online. This scam might look like friendly investment tip, a romantic conversations, but behind them are criminal network in Cambodia and across Asia. So it's not just about financial story. It's about a moral one. So this today the great news is about justice for the victim. So protection for the public and accountability for those who use Cambodia as a safe haven for organized crime. It's not those that use Cambodia, it's the dictator in Cambodia that use Cambodia as a safe haven for organized crime. So U.S. sanction as a global message to everyone. Fraud, trafficking, and corruption will not be ignored, no matter where they happen. In this case, Cambodia is the leading criminal network. Cambodia scam network in Cambodia. So we were talking about, I believe a year or two ago, we talking about No Bet, that Chinese movie about scam compound. It doesn't go away. Now we're talking about the U.S. So and Cambodia does not have a spotless reputation to America. It's basically a scam compound. So when are you leaving for France, Luk Pu?
um, I don't leave. I'll go for France. I will go to Japan first. We're gonna celebrate, not honoring or the 34th Paris Peace Accord in Japan, and then go to Korea, and then go to France. So we're gonna travel quite a bit. I will travel. My wife will leave for France. I don't want to tell the date, but we all know that we're gonna be very busy. Yes, very soon.
And
Mhm.
as always, thank you for your sacrifice, Lupu, and also Ming as well for her sacrifice. Like both of you have never stay still regarding when it's come to Cambodia. So when we, as I said it in beginning, I want Khmer youth to use their voices because their voices matters to advocates for Cambodia, especially to advocate for the people in Cambodia that is being silent by the regime, cannot speak, cannot hold protests, cannot gather. So if you are listening and you are Khmer Youth Overseas, please share this show. This, even though it's a lot of information, is really hard to swallow. This is not news of beautiful Cambodia. Cambodia is beautiful, but at the same time, the youth need to realize there's a lot of
Illegal activity going on. Yeah.
criminal activity,
Mhm.
political backslides in the democracy value, no free and fair elections at all. And in addition to that, our border between Thai and Cambodia is it's conflicts right now, and also border between Vietnam and Cambodia. The border keeps scooting in, it's keep moving into Cambodia territory. So please understand that. Please learn as much as possible why we speak, why we keeping, even though we in America, in America for like, you've probably been here over 40 years, almost 50 years. Why are we still talking about Cambodia? If Cambodia has free and fair and just election, if Cambodia doesn't have criminal network that famous all the way to America, we wouldn't be speaking about it. And at the same time, I am very excited, and I know many Cambodian overseas very excited about the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd, because that's the voice, that's the will. People really want that, because over 40 years, it ruled by the Hun family, the Hun regime, and nothing have been solved. Like we're talking about border issues, still issue. It's like cancer, corruptions everywhere. We're talking about this man, what, Gen Z, $15 billion. That's a
And
lot of money.
right, the advisor to Hun Sen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why? Why did the Hun Sen? This is not just one. Hun Sen has so many advisors, and he used the criminal from China to for the advisor. Come on, does it make sense? For this country, if you have committed a crime, not just a crime, but even just the bribe from something, or maybe a ticket, like a traffic ticket. When you have your background check, it's going to be on your record, and people that hire you, plan to hire you, won't do it for the government because they need to be clean. Yes, there are some corruption after that, but this is $15 billion. That's too much. The people of Cambodia, what, 17 million people, and the criminal, the money laundering for close to like one person, 1 billion, 15 billion, 100
Yes. If
million
he
people,
give out
1 billion.
each person 1
Each
billion.
person. That's a
Look,
lot of money. Yeah,
it's 15 billion. I'm sure he
15
got more
billion.
than 15 billion. So one person, if he give 1 billion to one person in Cambodia, he still have,
Yeah, too
it's
much.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Beyond what my numbers can go divided by 17 million people. Yes, about about close to $100 per person. That's how much he could drop from an innocent person. $100 times 17 million. That's like 100. 15 billion. Again, we want the independent government of Cambodia to run the country so that the people can live happily. And the people now has two choices, Linda, correct? Between
Yes.
the dictators and the free government. So which one do they prefer to choose? And I know the youth might say, hey, we don't want to get involved in politics. But you know what? Your parents, especially the Cambodian American youth, your parents are from Cambodia, your grandparents are from Cambodia, your uncle, your aunts, they were born from Cambodia, and you have the Cambodian blood in there. So I would, at first, I don't want you to just say get involved in politics, but please understand, try to at least take a few moments to understand where your parents are from, where you are, how your blood is, created, where was it created, and all of them probably from the land that we are talking about right now, Cambodia. They used to live in Battambang, for example, breathing the Battambang air, eating the rice from Battambang, potatoes, mangoes. That's where the blood comes from. So learn how to understand where they live, why they're here, why do they want Cambodia to be free, why don't the children understand them. Sometimes they feel pain when the children refuse to listen to them when they want the children to help. But yes, try to put your thinking, get them to get to your parents' shoe, and then start thinking about why, what happened. So when you understand where they come from, you start to appreciate. And once you appreciate it, you will defend, you will participate, you will get engaged and involved in Cambodian politics. Yes, there are dirty politics. You heard about the U.S. government. It's a big government in the world. There are four sources from that I just mentioned earlier that really focus on the money laundering criminals in Cambodia, and now we need to help rescue Cambodia. Okay, you can take parts in it. Your voice might not be very influential, but at least you can convince your friends. Say, please join or come. Please help celebrate the Paris Peace Accord. That's why we have October 23rd, Cambodia of October 23rd, independent government. Why we use that? Because October 23rd is the defensive mechanism for Cambodia to be free, to have justice, and our sovereignty will be guaranteed by this PPA. Our territory will be also honored by the decision of those 18 signatories. And Hun Sen did not use this at all. So we are demanding, not urging, we are demanding Hun Sen to do it, or we will do the job that he failed to do, which is take the case to ICJ and also ask the Paris Peace Accord signer like France and Indonesia to reconvince, to intervene, to review the agreements. For these 34 years, nothing happened.
Yes, so we are almost at the end of our show. So I just want a homework for our youth, and we're talking about Paris Peace Agreements. I want our youth to read what is October 23rd, 1991 Paris Peace Agreement. It's a very important documentation. Look, Boo and I have been, if you talking about Cambodia, this one of the most important document. And the government in exile named the independent government of Cambodia October 23rd. So please read on that, why it's important for our youth. So it's, again, like Lupu said, the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd. It's the voice of the people. That's what people want. People want the government in exile to take care of Cambodia, because over the last 40 years, nothing happened besides criminal and loss of land, corruptions, you name it, happened in Cambodia. So it's not just a political shift. It's called our nations for a renewal. It's also to rebuild Cambodia in the international stage, rebuild international trust with Cambodia, also show a real reform. Scam, criminals, cyber scam, it's not something new. We hearing it for so many years already, and we keep hearing it, and it's always going back to Cambodia. So our track record of cyber criminal is no good. Our track records of human rights, besides human rights abuse, nothing else. Our track record of free, fair, and just election, there's no such thing. So this is the time that the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd. Oh my goodness, it's a tongue twister. So please join, please follow, please contact Lupu if you need a history lesson of Cambodia. But I am sure with the internet, just search Paris Peace Accord, October 23rd, 1991. And don't forget to watch Lupu on October 25th. He will be in Paris. If you are in Paris, please join him. Please join everyone, because that is the launch of the independent government of Cambodia, October 23rd. So please join.
All right. Yeah. We're looking forward to seeing the youth participating, engaging, or sharing, and making comment in English. No problem. If you don't speak Khmer, then you don't type Khmer, then type English. We understand you too. Any question you may have, just type in CNRP America's comments, and we will be answering you or calling you in details. Explain for more. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So thank you, Lupu. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, our audience. To our listener, I want to leave you with this. I'm not just hosting this show to raise awareness. I'm fighting for every Cambodian in Cambodia to live with dignity. That's what we want. Simple life, dignity. So whether you're in Phnom Penh, Paris, Boston, your voice matters. Again, your voice matters. Your action matters. And together we can build a Cambodia where dignity, justice, and freedom are not just a speech and an everyday life for Cambodia. That's what we want for every Cambodian in Cambodia. So please stay informed, stay engaged, and never stop believing in the power of your voice. Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. Until next time. And good night, everyone.